Have you ever wondered what it feels like to hear something so unexpected, so raw and honest that it stops your heart for just a moment? Imagine walking into your own business, disguised as someone else, only to overhear two people talking about their lives and realizing they're working under you. It's shocking, painful, eye-opening. Where are you right now? Are you lounging on your bed in California, scrolling through this late at night? Or maybe you're sitting in a quiet cafe somewhere across the globe, headphones on, trying to make sense of life like the rest of us. Either way, I want you to hit that like button before we dive deeper, because this story is exactly for you. Yes, you listening right now. You deserve every bit of truth and inspiration this tale holds. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt invisible in your own workplace? Like no one truly sees all the effort you put in day after day? What if one day someone did see it, but not in the way you'd expect? Let's dive to see. Keith Harper had always been a man who believed in hard work. He didn't come from much. His childhood was spent in small towns where opportunities were scarce, but dreams weren't. His mother used to bake cakes for neighbors, her hands dusted with flour even when she was tired. That love for baking stayed with him, and he built an empire out of it, a chain of patisseries called Sweet Haven. But success came at a cost. Keith rarely stepped foot inside any of his stores anymore. He was too busy balancing budgets, meeting investors, signing contracts. Somewhere along the way, he forgot what it meant to connect, to really listen. One evening, feeling restless, Keith decided to do something impulsive. He dressed casually, wore a baseball cap low over his eyes, and walked into one of his busiest locations, the downtown Sweet Haven. The store buzzed with customers, the smell of fresh pastries wafting through the air. Keith stood in line, pretending to be just another customer. When it was finally his turn, he ordered a simple vanilla cake with buttercream frosting. As he waited, he wandered toward the back area where decorators worked behind glass windows. And then he heard voices, two women chatting softly while decorating a wedding cake. "Do you think he even knows how hard we work?" asked Mia, her voice laced with frustration. Her fingers moved deftly across the fondant, smoothing it out perfectly. "Who? Mr. Harper?" replied Tessa, shaking her head. "I doubt it. He probably thinks we're all robots or something." Keith froze mid-step. His pulse quickened. Who were these women, and why did their words feel like punches to the gut? "He doesn't care," Mia continued bitterly. "All he cares about is making money. Do you know my son has asthma? Every time I miss a doctor's appointment because of some last-minute order, I feel like I'm failing him. But does anyone notice?" "No." Tessa sighed. "You're not alone, Mia. My rent went up again last month. I've been skipping meals just to keep up. This place pays okay, sure, but it's never enough. And you know what hurts the most? Knowing the boss will never understand. He's living some other life." Keith leaned against the wall, unseen by the two women. Their words echoed in his ears, each syllable heavier than the last. Was this how people saw him? A distant figure who cared more about profits than people. Guilt washed over him like a tidal wave. He wanted to step forward, to tell them he was there, to explain everything. But instead, he stayed silent, rooted to the spot. The conversation shifted slightly, softening. "At least we have each other," Tessa said gently. "If it weren't for you, Mia, I don't know how I'd get through some days." Mia smiled faintly. "Same here. We might not have much, but at least we've got good company." As they laughed quietly, Keith felt a lump form in his throat. These women, they weren't just employees. They were mothers, daughters, friends. They had lives outside these walls, struggles he couldn't begin to comprehend. And yet, they showed up every single day, pouring their hearts into their work. How could he have missed this? His cake was ready by the time he returned to the counter. He paid for it without saying a word, clutching the box tightly as he left the store. Outside, the city lights blurred together, mirroring the chaos in his mind. What should he do now? Could he fix this? Should he try? Back at his office, Keith stared at the untouched cake sitting on his desk. His reflection in the window pane looked unfamiliar, almost foreign. For years, he'd prided himself on being a self-made man. But what good was success if it came at the expense of others? If it made people feel unseen, unheard, unvalued? He picked up his phone and dialed a number. "Linda," he said to his assistant, "cancel my meetings tomorrow. I need to focus on something important." The next morning, Keith arrived at the same Sweet Haven location. This time, he wasn't wearing a disguise. He walked straight to the back, where Mia and Tessa were already hard at work. Both women looked up, startled, when they saw him. Mr. Harper? Mia stammered. Is everything okay? Keith took a deep breath. No, actually, it's not. I came here yesterday, incognito. I heard your conversation. Everything you said, it hit me harder than you can imagine. Tessa blinked, unsure whether to believe him. What are you talking about? I'm talking about how blind I've been, Keith admitted, his voice trembling. I've spent so much time chasing numbers that I forgot about the people behind them. People like you too. I'm sorry. Silence filled the room. Then Mia spoke, her tone cautious. Why are you telling us this? Because I want to change, Keith replied earnestly. Starting today, I'm implementing flexible schedules for everyone. If you need time off for family or health reasons, take it. No questions asked. Also, I'm raising wages across the board. It won't solve everything, but it's a start. Tessa raised an eyebrow. And what's in it for you? Keith smiled sadly. Nothing, except maybe peace of mind. Knowing that I'm doing the right thing, that's enough for me. Weeks passed, and the changes rippled through Sweet Haven. Employees noticed. Customers noticed. Even Keith noticed. For the first time in years, he felt connected, to his team, to his purpose, to himself. One afternoon, as he visited another store, he found Mia decorating a birthday cake. She greeted him warmly, her earlier bitterness replaced by genuine gratitude. Thank you, she said simply, for listening. Not many bosses would have done that. Keith nodded, humbled. Thank you, Mia, for reminding me what really matters. So, what do you think? Would you have done the same if you were in Keith's shoes? Or would you have ignored it and kept going? Tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to share where you're watching from. Are you lounging in Australia, sipping coffee as the sun rises? Or maybe you're tucked away in a cozy corner of London, letting the rain tap against your window? Wherever you are, let me know. Because stories like this belong to all of us. Life teaches us lessons in unexpected ways. Sometimes it takes hearing the truth from strangers to wake us up. Remember, success isn't measured by how much you earn. It's measured by how much you give. Be kind, listen closely, and never stop learning. Now go ahead and press that like button. You earned it for sticking around till the end. Thank you for being part of this journey.